Hey everyone, it's Craig still here with ROKSTEDi. It's February 14th and it's been a while since November since I've done one of these update videos. The last one discussed that we're coming out with the Gen 2 legs. Just want to go just a little bit more in depth and kind of where we're at as far as inventory, kind of estimate maybe when you'll start to see an email go out and just a few other things that we've been working on trying to make this deal better. First, the Gen 2 legs, we switched from the latches to now the internal twist lock mechanism. Now it's not like a tripod where you got to turn on these collars. You can turn on any part of the leg and it's almost a quarter turn and it locks up. They're cleaner, they function better, they're more durable. Similar to a trekking pole style lock. On some trekking poles have these. The difference is we don't have plastic parts. Ours, it's aluminum and stainless in there. So with that being said, Josh, my partner, designed these and came up with the design for the internal locking mechanism with the aluminum stainless parts. There's one part that we're waiting for a manufacturer to send us the samples for it. Once we receive those samples, we'll approve them and then we'll get those production parts. Unfortunately, we were anticipating having those a few weeks ago. Then that turned into an email Friday stating that they weren't going to be done with those samples until this Thursday. And hopefully we get them next week and we can test them, approve them, and get the production parts rolling, because we can make them in-house as it sits, but that production part, internal part, stainless part, will allow us to expedite the process on building these Gen 2 legs so much faster. And we'll have more up-to-date product videos on our website and on our individual products with the Gen 2 legs. I'll go through them all so you guys can take a look at them before you order and see exactly how they work and function. This is mainly more of an update on where we're at, inventory, and some other things that we've got going on with the product. So one of the things originally for you pre-order customers, you guys all got the spike feet. We finally got our rubber foot covers. They have, and I'll have a picture I'll put up in this video to kind of to show you. We just received the production ones today. They're injected molded. Cinemalta company with the CAD drawings. They injected molded. They make a mold and then essentially inject the rubber into the mold. And so what they're designed to do is they go on here and then you can pop them on and off as needed. They're rubber, they will wear out over time. The rubber covers for the P242, P234, and the prone bipod are all the same one, so they will go on the prone feet as well. It's great, the rubber covers for that rocky country, any sort of slippery surface that you want to basically essentially have your feet not slide or travel, so you can load that bipod forward. The other option that we have as well, and they'll be up on the web store product pages when you go to order a new bipod, is you'll be able to select just the spike feet or the spike feet with the rubber cover, or just a plain rubber foot. So you'll have three options on there and you can select whatever you want. If you're a past customer, you can come in and you can order just the rubber cover, or you can order just the rubber foot if you guys want to switch to those. Just wanted to give you guys some options. I like the spike feet. They allow in a lot of soft soil situations, elk hunting, pronghorn hunting, a lot of western country, you're in that soft soil, but there are occasions, especially being down here in Arizona in the rocks, Rubber foot might allow you to take a better shot or get that platform built better with your feet bites on those rocks. So I will probably myself personally stick with the spike feet and the rubber cover, because I like in the mud that these spike feet get the main body of the leg latches out of the mud. The rubber feet themselves, if you select that option, just be mindful that the bipod is, all the models are going to be roughly 2 1/4 inches, and it'll show that on the drop down menu when you go to select them. 2 1/4 inches shorter on all the bipod models. We don't have the rubber foot option for the prone, just the rubber cover. But for all the prone to seated bipods, roughly 2 1/4 shorter. So, and that will obviously affect your overall height somewhat. So that's a couple of things that we've been working on for a while now, and we've got those rubber covers in stock, and those will be options for both our past customers and the customers that those of you that come onto our website and order a new bipod. In the past, I guess, we sold the P242, which is the prone to 42 inches, the P234, which is this model, which is the prone to 34 inches, top of the pick rail, that's the measurement, and the prone. We are coming out with another model, the P226. So the P226 obviously is going to be prone to 26 inches to the top of the pick rail. So it's going to hit that traditional industry standard 26, which is what most of them, even though they say they're 27, 26 inch height. It's all the same bipod, legs all work the same as far as the uppers. The only difference is the lengths. That's going to be available in our first small inventory that we put up on the website. There'll be a new bipod on there, the P226. Now for me, if I'm predator hunting, I'm 6'4", I'm using the P242. It's built for seated situations. If you're doing a lot of seated hunting and you're my height, and specifically if you're getting up on any angle, any side aspects or slopes, you need that extra length. So that's what the bipod that I personally use for predator hunting is the P242. I did have a mule deer hunt, and I hunted with the P234. The P234, for me, for big game hunting at my height, is the bipod that I would want. Obviously, you may not have the ability or funding to purchase both, so you'll have to make a decision. But the P234 gave me a little extra height. It wasn't that traditional or industry standard 26, 27 inches, which is too short for a guy like me. But it gave me the ability to get in prone positions, seated positions, had that extra height. I felt confident with it. I didn't kill a deer, but I was set up on deer multiple times in multiple different positions. And the P234 is what I personally choose on a big game hunt to hunt with. So the P226, I would say it's coming out with the mindset of for guys that are maybe in that shorter range, that they want a shorter bipod because they're in that 5'7" height. Maybe the P234, maybe they do a lot of big game hunting, and the P234 might be a little bit tall for them in most situations. If I was a predator hunter and I was a little bit shorter, I was under 6 foot, I would go with the P234 still. If I do a lot of predator hunting, it's still gonna do great for you on big game hunts. It's just the leg lengths. But if I'm a short guy, if I'm under 6 foot and I don't do really any predator hunting, and maybe I hunt a lot of flat country, I'm really trying to get prone, I would probably go with the P226. So that's kind of how I answer some of those questions. That's questions I get a lot, and I know I'm going to get a lot more questions now. What should I go with, the P226 or the P234? Obviously, we have the prone model, which essentially is the P234 without this bottom section. Another bipod model, it won't be available in this first inventory that we put up on the website here in a few weeks. We're coming out with a 2-stage prone. So it's going to make the overall length of the prone bipod shorter. It's going to allow you to essentially be in a shorter position for prone shots without using the wider stance if need be. If you need a narrow footprint for a guy that really all he's doing is, coos deer hunters is the first thing that comes to mind, or they just absolutely want to get prone and maybe they're hunting the same area over and over again. Again, it's going to be shorter on your rifle, so it's going to stow shorter, and then you're going to have the ability to be a little bit lower and have a little bit narrower footprint. That probably won't be available until late summer, but that's a bipod model that we're working on. Keep in mind, if you do order, let's say you order a P234, you use it, you hunt with it, and then after a year or so, and you're like, man, I really wish I would have went with a P226, or I really wish I would have went with a P234. Instead of buying the whole bipod, we will have the ability to do a leg upgrade, so we can swap out the legs for, obviously, the cost of the leg upgrade. So you won't have to buy the whole bipod over again. Now, inventory will be announced to this email list first. You guys are going to get the list first, so make sure that the email isn't going to your spam or junk email. Make sure it's going straight to your main inbox. Wanted to go over a couple things as far as top questions that I get. First one is Arca attachment. Yes, we do have plans to have the bipod with an Arca attachment. That is why the Picatinny rail has these two, Picatinny attachment has these two bolts up here. The Arca attachment is going to go directly on there. Hoping for, again, late summer with the Arca rail. If you don't know what Arca is, you're probably not interested in it, but that's probably our number one question, or it is our number one question. A lot of PRS guys, a lot of guys, it's kind of the future. A lot of guys that switch back and forth from a tripod to a bipod, run an Arca rail. It's a wider dovetail than the Picatinny attachment. So we are working on that, and the current bipods that we all have now can all be swapped over when we get the part out, get it on our website. They'll be able to swap over very easily to our Arca rail attachment. Leg upgrades. For those of you that were past customers that pre-order or back order customers that have the latches on your bipods, I've had a few guys ask if they can upgrade to the new Gen 2 legs, and yes, that will be available as soon as we get some extra parts in. So what we'll do is, once we get the leg parts and get this first small batch of inventory completed, make sure everything goes well with production and assembly. We will ramp up, we'll scale up our numbers, and we're hoping to have that by mid-spring to late spring, so you will be able to come and you can email me or us on the website. Hey, I got a P242, I'd like to upgrade to the Gen 2, so there will be an added cost with that, but it won't be nearly like buying a new bipod. So we want to make sure we take care of specifically our pre-order customers. You guys bought into us, and I told you guys we're going to get the cheapest price from the beginning, because you guys bought into us when we were just basically a sketch or an idea, maybe a few pictures, and that means a lot. So with price, I get a lot of questions on the price on our Shopify website right now. Whenever we go out of inventory, it automatically pulls off the price. There is some price adjustment with the new Gen 2s. They will be more expensive than what the Gen 1s were. That price will be announced when we release the inventory or mark it to you guys on the email list. You'll be able to see the price there. Want to remind everybody, as I look at a few bipods over here that are in for repairs, we only had a small fraction of the customers that had the Gen 1s have any issues, and that was something we were looking toward, or anticipating, hoping those numbers were down, because anything mechanical can and will fail. We have a 5-year repair replacement. We don't have a limited lifetime big disclaimer warranty. It's a 5-year repair replacement. If you have any issues with your bipod, email us, text us, call us, let us know what's going on. We'll try to see if it's a simple issue that we can resolve through communication. If it's not, if it's an actual issue, you send it in, we'll repair it or replace it. And that's from the date of purchase. So we're a small business. It's about taking care of our customers, not just our future ones, not just trying to put out a crappy product, but it's about taking care of our past customers. Because we want you guys to buy more product and tell everybody else about it. We want you guys, to realize that, we're not just putting out a cheaply made product. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. I don't know too many in this industry that share this stuff, and I could share more, but there's a lot of behind the scenes. It's just conversations, emails, and then obviously down at my partner Josh's shop, building the bipods, packaging. Some of that stuff's not that interesting, but we're trying to show you guys and share how stuff is actually built. It's a learning process. You're constantly learning how to improve your product and improve your process, and then the lead times, the changes, stuff that makes you go gray hair and bald. It's been a blessing to kind of go back and go, okay, what can we do better? How does this work? Okay, now we need to do this, this, and this. And although it's also sucked because the revenue, obviously don't have that revenue coming in, but because we don't have investors, we're able to do that, and we just want to make the best products and take care of our customers. Don't have somebody up over the top of us saying, oh yeah, we need to see cash flow, we need to see this, other than our wives maybe. So all right guys, appreciate it and thank you.